I mean, be advised. I'm mean, nasty, and tired. I drink Constantine water and piss napalm. I can put a hole through a flea's ass at 200 meters, so you better hump somebody else's leg butt face before I push yours in. Tonight we're going to talk about aliens. Are they here? Have they always been here? Let's go down the rabbit hole and find out on the Hardcore Show, going live in a few seconds. Well, hello everyone. This is, we'll call myself Thor. This is Thor. People know me from Xbox, Thor Xbox, because I game. But tonight, I just want to go for my standard. This is the Hardcore Show, and the reason I'm wearing sunglasses, because we're going to go down the rabbit hole a little bit on aliens. Remember Men in Black? They had to have these so they didn't get memory get wiped. So to start off the show, I just want to tell you that it is late. It is 1:01 a.m. Eastern Time, 7/25/2020. This is Hardcore Show episode 4. I did the first one and the second one, and then I messed up the second one, and then I had to do what they call a takeover, and then a retake. After that, I did also episode 3 was just me trying to do everything on a laptop, which is a pain in the ass because OBS doesn't like to work and work correctly in a lot of things. I'm still working on that. So hello everyone, late night or early morning. It is actually Saturday. I screwed up already. It's actually Saturday. It's not Friday. It is Saturday morning, 1:01 a.m. And what I'd like to talk to you about, first of all, on today's show, my son needed some more. He's going to school to be an electrician, and he wanted some more t-shirts. And so my wife found out that her brother gets a lot of his shirts for working and stuff from Duluth Trading. So she bought him some shirts, which he usually wears like a 2X. And I guess they're a 2X. Well, they give him a 3X from Duluth Trading, and he's swimming in it. He can't believe how big it is. So I come out and look at the shirts, and I go, these shirts are big enough for me, because I normally I'm on the keto diet. I've slimmed down quite a bit. I was wearing a 7. Let's be honest. I slimmed down to a 4. So, and long time. Okay, so let's go first. So I put the shirt on, which is this shirt. You can maybe see it. Let's see. This is a Duluth shirt, and you can see it's not tight on me at all, and it's a 3X. Now, this brings me back to the good old days when I used, you wore a shoe and it never changed. Then our textiles and our shoes all went over seas, and they used a different system than we did for measuring. And someone who used to wear large has to wear a extra large or a 2X or whatever. Okay, just like me. Sometimes I got to wear a 5 and know I can fit in a 4. Well, I am living proof I'm fitting in a 3. American style, buddy. American style. This is not a promo for them, but I'm just telling you. And hold a bag up right here. Duluth Trading. This is the bag that my wife can see. It says tough. It says tougher than an angry bear. Okay, so just letting you know that. And this is an American company, and I think it says made in the U.S. So bigger guys, not guys that fit in these little Porsches and these guys that fit in these little SUVs made for somebody 5 foot nothing. For bigger guys, anybody over 6 foot tall that actually has a body frame, that isn't a twig, are wearing let's just say skinny jeans, these clothes are going to work for you. And I am so surprised that I'm wearing this really loose, and it's a 3X. So that's starting to show up like that. I'm not getting paid by them. Just saying that anybody that's looking for some apparel, they got pants, they got shirts, underwear. We started getting underwear. My wife started buying underwear for them, and they're fantastic. They hold the jewels quite well, and they're wicketing or whatever. They keep moisture away if you're out working. That's what they're made for. And I don't own the pair of pants, but the pants have an extra space in the crotch area, so if things can breathe, and also if you have to use your feet to climb up on something, you can jump up on high things, and it makes it very easy. Or if you want to karate kick somebody, you know, like used to back in the 70s, they made karate pants that had that in there so that you could lift up and kick. But I just wanted to go through that. So today or tonight, I'm going to go for a couple of videos. The first video I'm going to go through, I sound a little excited because I'm on Facebook under Roscoe Truman, but I have many other Facebook groups. Like I tell people, one group is called All Pets Matter. Feel free, it's open wide. You can put your pictures on there, share them, and talk about things. If there's a dog lost, we put it on there. I also have Talk Around the Campfire, which people take pictures and send them in, and they of the campfire they're doing, or especially we get a lot more in the fall, and or if they're cooking, like they're cooking a bunch of food. And also have one called Unidentified and Crazy Shit. So that's where we're going down the rabbit hole tonight. So I just wanted to cue this up. Remember, this is only my 4th episode. I'm probably doing everything wrong, and I do apologize. I'm not the best at this, but I'm going to pop up the old window. Ooh, there is the window. So when I pop up this window, we're going to listen to this right now is Tucker Carlson. He's talking to, I believe, a Navy pilot about, you know, we've been hearing rumors, and there's been some video that they've been releasing of things that actually that they can't explain, that they marked and they were to lock onto. So let's start this first of all. And the question out there, are we alone? Or are there people from other galaxies here? The mystery and the rabbit hole begins.
Well, much of the media have mocked the existence of unidentified flying objects. The U.S. Pentagon has been studying this subject for quite a long time, and apparently will soon release some of its findings, which remain classified. According to a new report in the New York Times, the U.S. government may have physical evidence of, and we're quoting, off-world vehicles not made on this Earth.
Okay, so just wanted to bring this up if he doesn't bring it up in this episode. From what I'm hearing, because I told you I have that site for unidentified objects and crazy shit. That's what I put on there. It's on YouTube. You can find it and look at it. Well, not only the Pentagon, there was a organization that they created that they swore up and down they stopped like 20 years ago. Well, now we're finding out that they never stopped. They did all convert. So basically, they have never stopped the Pentagon because this is a threat to us. Objects that invade our airspace, we don't know if it's friend or foe. So just wanted you to know that's one of the reasons why we're doing this.
Huh. The government has also released footage of UFO sightings, including a 2004 encounter recorded from an advanced Navy fighter jet. Commander David Fravor is a retired naval aviator who once saw something he could not explain, that science can't explain. We're honored to have him on tonight. Mr. Fravor, thanks so much for coming on. So, tell us if you think this is being misinterpreted. According to the New York Times, the U.S. government has physical evidence of some sort of vehicle made not on this Earth. Is it what it sounds like?
Baby Yoda.
Well, it sounds that way to me, Tucker. I just, you know, I never want to speculate what the government truly has, but I would say there's stuff out there. I mean, the four of us that chased the Tic Tac in 2004 have attested to it multiple times that what we saw exceeded anything that we had in our inventory, far superior to the airplanes that we were flying in at the time they were brand new. So I would say, yes, there's something out there, and hopefully the government does have stuff.
So when we spoke before about this, and you suggested that the object you saw that you chased, the Tic Tac, behaved in ways that challenged your understanding of aeronautics, of physics, and that you didn't think it was likely that that object belonged to a foreign military. Do you think the U.S. government has concluded that this is not Russia, China, or some other country?
I'm pretty sure of that, you know, just by some of the phone calls that we have gotten, some of the people that we have talked to in the government.
Sorry about that.
That they are unaware of what this is. And I think that ties directly with the East Coast sighting with the gimbal video. And I'd be willing to say, just because I'm in contact with a lot of these people, that there are more incidents that are starting to come out, that people are starting to report inside the government channels of things that they've seen. And I think you're seeing it from people in the past, because it always had that taboo to come out and talk about these things. You're now finding people from the past that are saying, hey, I saw this, I just was never told to report it, or when I did, I was told not to say anything.
Yes.
So I think since 2017, the world is starting to change because of the publicity, because of the attention of the Senate and the Congress, because of people like Marco Rubio on the Intel Committee of telling the DOD, hey, I want to report. I think you're starting to see more and more of that. And I would say if the government does have stuff, and I don't know what they have, but if they do, I would think that, you know, there's probably stuff. If you go, Roswell was 73 years ago. If something did happen, because there's a lot of speculation that there was something other than a weather balloon, where's all that at?
Yeah.
I mean, if just by odds, something would be here.
So that raises the question, why all the secrecy? I mean, clearly the U.S. government has lied to the public for maybe 73 years. Why?
Why all the secrecy? I believe the reason why all the secrecy, there was Orson Welles. He did a radio show and played off a script he had wrote, War of the Worlds. And during this broadcast, people went fucking nuts, jumping out of windows, and panic happened. That's what I believe the panic is. And if aliens and other things exist, there is a religious bearing on that. So that's what I believe.
Why do you think?
Well, you know, if we go back to like Project Blue Book and go, you know, it was done, it really did two things. One, it investigated occurrences and sightings that people saw. The other one was it primarily was sent out to debunk, to prove that it wasn't, or to make excuses of why it wasn't. I don't know why. I think some of it was trying to capture that technology. But if something lands in your front yard, there's no reason to deny that it existed, or, you know, or for the government to cover it up. Because, you know, if it's not collected by some means that's going to question our national security or our offensive or defensive capabilities, then why would you hide it? That just baffles me. Just like our incident, why wasn't it thoroughly investigated?
Why wasn't it thoroughly investigated? Well, I believe most sightings are investigated. Most of them are thrown into the cylinder file, which is the garbage. But I do believe, like we found out recently, that the Pentagon, that was told, the organization in the Pentagon that were supposed to, like, we're not looking for things anyway, like 20 years ago. Well, guess what? They've kept up to date. They've kept up to the latest situations, okay? They've known about it. Like I said, this is a military speaking, this is a threat. If you don't control the airspace in your own country, you won't know if it's the Russians, the Chinese, or anyone. I mean, oh yeah, this is the, you know, whatever. So that's why they've been watching it, and they know a lot more. Hopefully they say here when they're planning on actually giving us this information. And will the large amount of stack of documents all say redacted? Basically, it's all black, and then one word, we saw an object. Let's continue.
At the time, for something that literally could penetrate a battle group spaces, and they did nothing. I mean, there was nothing done until really about 2009.
I mean, there's a story here that a lot of us can't wait to see. But finally, do you feel vindicated?
I never, you could say that, but I never, you know, most of the fellow aviators that know the group of us, we were never like chastised or, I mean, you get ribbed, but it was never like you're crazy or anything like that.
Right.
But I know there are people that do have that fear of coming out saying, you know, that it's going to ruin their career. And for me, it just wasn't that. It was never the case
right.
with us.
Well, that's the beauty of being a naval aviator. People take you seriously by definition. Commander,
yes.
thanks so much.
And I try and be sober and believable for you, Tucker.
and you are, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, it just brought back something to me. I'm gonna go to a different video where they announce some more stuff. But I travel for a living. I'm a service technician, and for a while, a couple years ago, I would ask anyone I was working with in Mexico, and Mexico is a hotspot for alien sightings. Some people say it's because of the tequila and that they were just drinking and thought they saw something. But if you go to any of the UFO sites that are reputable, they're going to show you a lot of things, a lot of videos. I talked to many people there, and that had either they or their friend saw something, and they weren't drinking. They were at a dinner, and they weren't drinking. I'm just saying that there's more to the rabbit hole to go down on this. Let me switch back here. I just want to go to my history and see if I can find. Okay, so these people right here.
We're gonna some breaking and potential.
We're gonna start off here, and this is a newscast place. They're not like Fox News, or they're not like CNN or anything else. They're kind of like an independent. So I'd like you to check this out.
Some breaking and potentially explosive news today, which is that the UFOs Commission, basically within the Pentagon, will be giving some findings and reportings to the Senate Intelligence Committee. This unit is inside the Office of Naval Intelligence. Now, Senator Marco Rubio saying that it's important for the public in order to find out more. But the real bombshell here is actually an interview in the New York Times by a man named Eric Davis. He's an astrophysicist who worked on the subcontractor and a consultant for that program since 2007. Now, Mr. Davis had this to say. He now works for Aerospace Corporation. He said he gave a classified briefing to the Defense Department agency as recently as March about retrievals from, quote, off-world vehicles not made on this Earth.
Okay, so he gave a private, secret interview and explained information about vehicles that don't come from this Earth. You guys believe yet, or what? Let's continue.
So,
what?
There you go.
That is crazy.
He said he gave classified briefings on retrieval of these unexplained objects to staff members of the Senate Armed Services Committee on October 21st, 2019, and to staff members.
2019. Okay? 2019. Let's continue, because he gave some other ones too.
Members of the Senate Intelligence Committee 2 days later. So we are going to need to see the transcript of those documents, and I'm going to call for Marco Rubio in order to release all of that.
We need full transparency here.
Yeah,
the people need to know.
Absolute full transparency. But this is a bombshell accusation. And as far as I can understand, this is the first revelation about the most recent testimony given to the Senate Intelligence Committee regarding this matter ever since the story was broken open in the Times back in 2017.
Right. Well, and you recall this all came from, you had a number of military pilots pilots who were seeing these unexplained
The
objects
and all that.
And they're, you know, we've all seen the videos. Yeah, the way that they move was so inexplicable. They actually had to set up a system so that people could, so that pilots could report these incidents. They do say in the New York Times that some of the fragments of material that were called into question as potentially off-world, as that one defense contractor put it, had been tested and found to be man-made. So there are certainly potential, you know, potentially earthly explanations
military
for what is going on here. Yeah, I mean, that's the most likely thing if it's of man-made origin, but pretty wild development.
Huge development.
People, you have a brain. Of course, we are making state-of-the-art weapons and aircraft. So is our adversaries. But none of them have craft that can be in one point and then completely disappear or shoot that fast out and not show a heat sink or show any type of whatsoever, and move in directions and move in upside down, spin around. I think she's just playing light of this because she doesn't want to accept it. But going forward on this hardcore show, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole every now and then with this type of stuff, besides other stuff. But let's continue.
And I actually encourage everybody to go read Annie Jacobson's book. She was on Joe Rogan's podcast as well, where she talked about this. She has a pretty wild theory about, well, not theory, she claims it's confirmed, I don't know, about the UFO sightings in the 1940s and about how it was really like a Russian military program.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Surgeries and all this other stuff. So again, I don't know. Like, who knows what the truth is here and what exactly is going on, but that nobody was giving this nearly enough attention.
I'm going to give you something to chew on. We put a man in space. Okay? Or men in space. We put, quote unquote, supposedly a flag on there that still, I guess, is there today. So, if you remember back a couple years ago, you know, when Obama was in office, they asked him, why aren't we going to go to the moon anymore, or go to Venus, or go anywhere, okay, or Mars? And they said, well, he said that when he asked them that, they said that they had this technology and they lost it. Now, this is NASA. You can check into it. NASA was full of German scientists that ran NASA. You can check all into this too, and I'll go down that rabbit hole some other day. But ever wonder you that if they found this these stuff in Roswell and this craft that crashed and supposedly had people, gray people in it, if they tried to backward engineer, because there's books about real people that said that Area 51 was a test site for that, and when this was all going down, is it conceivable that that's how we figured out the space shuttle? Okay, because we got them to the moon on a little funny looking Reynolds wrap type thing, and then we lost the capabilities. Okay, because we were shooting people up to the moon or up to the space station, and we never went to the moon again. They said they lost it. Now, if you know anything about old computers, they'd have a huge building, and almost every floor would be with computer, because that's how much it took to process all this stuff. They said they lost it. Or did they? So, that's something to think about. I'm going to finish this up and then talk about something else.
Off-world vehicles not made on this earth. And he testified that, I don't know if he was under oath or not, but it was a classified briefing to the Senate Armed Services Committee, to the Senate Intelligence Committee. And the one good thing about our government is that they write everything down. And I want to know exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Exactly what he said.
Well, you know, and Senator Reid, who was one of former Senator Harry Reid, of course, has been one of the sort of primary movers and shakers on bringing some of this stuff to light. And he very much is of the belief that there have been off-world vehicles here.
He actually gave this quote again to the Times here. After looking into this, I came to the conclusion that there were reports, some substantive, some not so substantive. There were actual materials that the government and private sector had in their possession. This is in reference to the crashes of objects of unknown origin, which may have occurred, and materials which have been studied, some of which could be off-world. So there we go, folks.
We will definitely keep you updated on this one, and we'll have more Rising for you after this.
Okay. So, asking you what you guys think. The Pentagon's going to come out, don't know exactly when, and they're going to share stuff with us. Like I said, is it going to be a big stack of papers that takes, 50 books full of stuff and everything's redacted and then there's a word here or there? I mean, that's basically how our government does things. Oh, you can't talk about that, you can't talk about this. So I guess we can all wait with bated breath to find out what's really going to happen. This is all I really have for you on this Hardcore Show episode 4. Just going down the rabbit hole of this, some of this latest news about the Pentagon wanting to come out with some more information. And I told you they started actually before 2007, and they were supposed to stop investigating, saying that it wasn't a big deal, and they've been investigating since day one. And if you guys don't know what's happening in the North Pole right now, that's another rabbit hole to go down. So, and why do you think Russians are so involved and want to go to the North Pole? They want it really bad. But that's another story. I appreciate everybody watching. If you get a chance to check this out, just again, like I said, I do also do gaming on Xbox Store, on Twitch. I'm going to keep doing these hardcore shows about different things, and eventually I'm going to figure out how this works and have some guests on. I talk about other things. But I've actually branched out to get onto YouTube under my name, Roscoe Truman. And, well, we'll see, because if you talk about something particularly they don't like, they're going to ban you. I'm not asking for any money monetized anyways, but that's how they run. So once again, I appreciate it, everybody. It's now, it's 1:27 a.m. It is a Saturday morning, and be careful and be out there. And I don't think this will be the alien you come across. This is Baby Yoda from The Mandalorian, but I think they'll be about 3 foot tall and gray. So, everybody, peace out. It's been a great time, and catch you on the next episode 4